Hey everyone. So, first day of the week, Monday, the 13th of June, and it was a red day. The markets went officially bearish. So, officially bear markets. The S&P 500 is now officially in a bear market. The Nasdaq well, actually, Nasdaq went bear market last week. The Dow Jones bear market, and very difficult trading conditions if you are long biased. However, that being said, we still had a good green day. I was asked a little while ago if it's better to move to the short side when the markets are bearish as opposed to maintaining that long bias if that's your strategy. Of course, if you have a long bias like I do, and I do short from time to time. I don't not short when the time calls for it, but I do have a long bias. And the way I look at it is, as long as there are stocks that are moving, that are rallying, regardless of what the market conditions are, then I can maintain my strategy as is. There's no need for me to change the way that I trade to accommodate the market. Quite the opposite, in fact. There's always something either moving with the market when the market is bullish or moving counter trend against the market when the market is bearish. What I find most difficult is those choppy sideways markets, when the nothing markets. That's when I find it most difficult to trade. And if we just look at the S&P 500, this is the first time since 2020 that 496 of the 500 stocks in the S&P 500 have gone bearish. They've actually lost money on the same day. But only 4 stocks in the S&P 500, 4 companies in the S&P 500 increased their share price today. Every other stock price was down on the day. Now, that's some going. I mean, if you look at Microsoft, you're looking at Google, you're looking at Meta, Apple, Meta being Facebook, of course. And I noticed there's kind of McDonald's is green. People always need the burgers. Also, one of the biggest green ones is Capital Markets Elite Group, CME. Well, I just happen to trade with them the majority of the time, so they're probably green because of all the commissions that I'm giving them. But yeah, it's been a very difficult market for most people to trade. And someone commented on one of my videos on TikTok that saying that, hang on a minute, you're saying that you're all green and it's the market's selling off. I smell crap. Well, swift answer to that is you want to trade the good setups. And it wasn't so easy for me to get green today. We traded 3 stocks. We traded Redbox, which was squeezing again. It's a short squeeze play. Social media, Reddit, Wall Street Bets, that kind of thing, are highlighting how heavily shorted the Redbox is. Redbox is approximately 40% short interest. So, of course, as it continues to move up, shorts are either doubling down on the position, averaging up, or they're covering. And if they're covering, that is adding to the snowball effect for a potential short squeeze. So we've been watching that, and we've been trading that. And we've been trading it quite well over the last couple of weeks. Now, at one stage with Redbox, we were about $1,400 to the good. We finished the day $120 in profit, but green is green. Green is green. That's on Redbox. We also traded AeroClean again. So AeroClean last week was an absolute beauty of a stock for us to trade last week. It just so easy for us to trade. And the way that it moved, it was predictable, it was clean, it rallied well, just everything that you want from trading a stock. And we came in today, and normally, because it was moving up on FDA news last Monday, and then it really rallied on the Tuesday. and then it continued on a Wednesday and Thursday, and again on Friday. So we've actually hit new highs today with AERC. It's actually reached new highs, so it's continuing up 6 days now. This has moved up on the back of that FDA catalyst, and again we got profitable to the tune of four figures. So 7,500 with AERC. And a little bit down on the high of the day. We gave back. We were over 8,000 up with AERC at one stage, but we gave back some. And the other stock we traded was Dawn. So DAWN, which is Day One Biopharmaceutical. Trades under the ticker Dawn. And they were gapping up on good FDA news also. So the majority of the action with Dawn happened pre-market, and that's when we traded it. It sold off at the bell a little bit and then traded sideways pretty much for the rest of the day. That tended to be the case for a lot of stocks that moved up pre-market. They were just very choppy sideways trading for the rest of the day. It was not an easy day to trade. Now, AERC, for example, I was saying just a few seconds ago how easy it was to trade last week, how clean the moves were. Not so much today. It was very choppy, very sideways for most of the day. But we did manage to get some good profits on that as well. So I'll talk you through the day one trade, day one pharmaceutical trade, and I'll show you some of the other trades that I took as well today. But it just goes to show that $18,500 was our finishing position in terms of trade profit. Just goes to show that it doesn't matter if the market's trending upwards or if the market's trending downwards. From a day trading perspective, as long as it's trending, as long as there's volatility in the market, we can make gains. We can make money. It's difficult when it's that sideways, choppy, nothing market. That's when we find it difficult. And today's proof of that. The majority of the market was selling off, and we found a handful of stocks that we could have traded. They weren't the only ones that were moving up, that were counter trending, that we could have made profit with, and that we did make profit with. And with that, I'll show you some of the trades that we actually took. Enjoy the recap. Day One Biopharma was moving up. They had announced initial data from a pivotal Firefly-1 trial of tovorafenib, which is in relapsed pediatric low-grade glioma. It showed an overall response rate of 64%. Now, don't ask me, I'm not a medical profession. That's the actual words. I was reading verbatim on what the actual catalyst was, and essentially it was clinical trial results that was released, and they were very positive, 64% successful, and that's why it was moving up. So we entered the trade here just after I can't trade with the broker. I'm not permitted to trade before 7:30 market time. So whilst this was moving up, I called it out in the Discord just after 7 a.m. market time. Reasons for the move up. It was moving up on good relative volume. It wasn't high relative volume at the time, but it was on good relative volume. And then when my on switch was turned on, if you will, we were able to get in here, and we actually traded consecutively Redbox and Dawn Pharmaceutical at the same time. And Dawn Pharmaceutical, Day One Biopharma was we got in here as we moved up. This candle here that essentially made the new highs where we entered our position. We went in for 10,000 shares. We got filled at 10.20. We rolled it up. We took some profit at 10 cents later, 10.30. We only took 5,000. Took 5,000 off, so half the position. We actually added back at 10.51. So as we started to move up, and we took off at pretty much the same place at 10.50. So we're just locking in gains, locking in profits. And that's what we did for the best part of an hour, as we rode this all the way up, and we pretty much judged the top here. We took some profits at the top of this particular move here, and then it pulled back. We got out of the position and re-entered, and then it started to kind of move a bit sideways. We added to our position here, and then we followed this up and took profits on this spike up here at 12.75, the $0.75 level, and then it really started to make its move. We actually missed that move. So we were trading it the up and down of this range, and we exited our position here at the top of this candle. We already made quite a lot of money at that stage. I believe that was our last trade on Dawn as it moved up. No, actually, no, it wasn't. We made one, but just before the open, and it was here. So as it pulled back, moving into the open, we entered on this candle that made a new high. First candle that made a new high on this pullback, and then we added it to the position at the $0.25 level, 15.25. We took some profits at 15.40, and then we exited the position at 15.57. So we exited the position at the bottom of this candle here. Why? Because we saw this doji, and we'd been up, we tested this level. We thought, okay, the doji is usually a reversal signal. So we, on the second test of the same level on the way back down, we decided, okay, we're going to exit the position because we've got the doji. We've got another confirmed doji, and then we got the reversal. It did move up again later before then selling off into the open. Now, whilst we were doing that, we actually were also trading Redbox. So we trading the range. We got in here, and we were able to take some profits up at the top here. And then when it pulled all the way back, we got in at the bottom of this this candle here, and we were able to take some more profits up here. We exited the position, which I'm glad we did, because it pulled all the way back down towards $16, 16.20, and that was pretty much all we did with Redbox pre-market. We did trade Redbox later in the day, but from pre-market, that was it. So after the market opened, Redbox did have a little bit of it, and I expected this. So we're talking about a short squeeze. It was gapping up from Friday. It had a big move on Friday. I was expecting, and it continued to move after hours on Friday. So I was expecting it to do what I affectionately call the dip and rip. So it did do that. It sold off at the open, and then it actually ripped up. Now I didn't get in until after it had broken the $17 level. So not only did it break the VWAP, on the second break of the VWAP, came back and retested it. I entered at $17 for the break of $17, and then we rode it up, and we took profits up at the top. When it broke a new low, that's when we exited this particular position. We did get in one more trade here. So we got this pop back up over the VWAP. As it pulled back, that's when we entered, and we took a quick scalp just after 10:30. And at this stage, we were a little over kind of $1,400 up, a little over $1,000 up on Redbox. We were $11,000 up on Dawn nearly, and then we traded AERC. So AERC at the open was pretty much our go-to trade. As it broke the green line, it went over the VWAP, broke the green line, came back and retested the VWAP. this is when we got in. So we got in for the break of going green, came back to retest the VWAP on its way back up. We took a little bit of profit. We took so we weren't trading this big. We were only taking like 1,000 shares at a time. So we started off at 1,000 shares, and then we moved up, took some profit, added to the position, and then added more on this little spike here. And then when we started to move up here, that's when we took some more profit. We added back up at the top here, and that went against us, so we got out. Then we, at the bottom of this pullback, we entered again, and that's when we rode this up. But we were able to trade this, and we got a couple of thousand. We were up a couple of thousand, just over $2,000 on AERC at this stage. That's when I decided to, okay, I'm closing the live stream down. Normal live trading on stream. Went for the walk, did the summary video of what we're doing, and we came back a little bit later. So we weren't trading it here. We got this pullback, bounce on the VWAP, and that was our first entry, and we entered there, rode it up, took some profits. We actually took big size with 10,000 shares, and we took some profits up at the top. It then pulled back. We weren't caught in this this flush. Thank goodness. We actually put a stop on it this time, so we managed to get out in time, and it moved all the way down. And when it started to move back up again, we took some position 5,000 shares here as it broke the VWAP, and we took our position. We again exited first candle to make a new low. We exited, and we were looking for a bounce on the VWAP, but we exited before it actually broke the VWAP. Then, as it bounced again, we got in for the first candle to make a new high, and we rode this all the way up. And that's pretty much where we finished. We're about 8,000 at this stage. We're about $8,000 on AERC to the good in profit. We did give back some more a little bit later in the day, so we were trading in power hour. We gave a little bit back. We entered, and we went up. We added to our position up. We took some profits on the way up, added to our position, and it flushed back. And because we added to our position a reasonable size for the break of highs, for the break of the $0.50 and move up, it actually went against us, and it took a little bit off the top. So we didn't lose a huge amount. It was about $600 that we lost on that particular trade. We did pretty much give back on red box though, and this is where we traded red box again, and it was at the top end here. We took a little trade up at the top end, and it went against us. So we got in, got out, and it then went against us again. And then we entered another time, just as it was breaking highs again. So we entered on this candle up into the close, and unfortunately we couldn't get the level that we wanted to in terms of moves in the close. So as that broke down, we exited, and we lost about another $600 there. So we ended up $120 with red box in profit, 7,500 profit with AERC, and nearly 11,000 with profit on day one. So all in all, a good profitable day. We were over to $20,000 before power hour, before coming back to trade power hour. We're $20,000 green on the day, and that's why I'm kind of kicking myself, because to give back $2,000 off the top, give back 10% in effect off the top. The way that we've been trading this last week was a little bit disappointed, but as someone in the live stream said, for power hour live stream, any day that you can be disappointed in making it $18,500, it must be a good day. So having a good week, having a good day at this moment in time, and we're definitely having a good month. So it's only Monday, so a good week and a good day are synonymous with each other. But what makes today special more than anything else is it is the 13th of June, but it's actually the 14th day of my hot streak, which is the longest green streak I've had in 2022. So I'm really happy. I think about how bad May went for me and how I effectively didn't make any money in May. I just found it so difficult. So the last week of May and into June, the consecutive green trading days. I've been fortunate on some days. I've been very fortunate on others. But in the main, I've been managing my risk very well. I've been trading very well, looking for only trading good setups. And that has really helped. The standard of trading has been really, really good, with a couple of notable exceptions. But in the main, the standard of trading over the last 14 days has been really, really good. And I wanted to be able to maintain that. So Friday, while Redbox was ripping, I was drinking a glass of wine because I got green on the day, hit the daily goal, and away we went. Today, not only have we hit the daily goal, we're more than 3 times that. We were over 4 times that at one stage, but the daily goal being 5,000, and we're 18,000 today. So we had a good day on Friday. We had a good week last week, and we've started this week green in very adverse trading conditions. So 4 trading days left of the week. I'll be back at it tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens. That's 1 p.m. London or Dublin, where I'm based. It's 8 o'clock market time, East Coast. And I trade for 90 minutes pre-market, and I trade for the first hour of the open. So come join me, and please remember to hit the thumbs up button, smash the subscription button, and I'll see you tomorrow, just before the market opens. In the meantime, have a good evening.